Looking people for an interview?
Not really an interview, a conversation, yeah. I suppose you
Conversation?
could, yeah.
Absolutely.
What do you think?
Absolutely not.
Why not?
It's not right. Animals are living creatures too.
Okay. I'm not going to reveal my position yet. I'm going to ask you 2 or 3 questions, see what your true thoughts are. Because normally people say they're against it and then they turn out and try and justify it. So
Yeah.
I'm not trying to catch you out, by the way.
No, you're all right.
Genuine conversations I'm looking for. So first question is, what do you think of animals? You've already told me, but do you want to expand on that slightly?
I think they're living creatures. I think they have lives too. I think they deserve lives like humans. You know what I mean?
Okay.
They deserve to have their own thoughts. They deserve to have their own life. They eat, they sleep, they do all the same things as we do.
I agree with you, man. That's a great answer. Right. So, what do you think of people who abuse animals or animal abuse in general?
I think it's obviously wrong, but I think people have the chance to redeem themselves and learn from situations.
I agree.
Obviously, if they've done it before,
Yeah.
I don't get why someone would do that, but I know people have their own judgments, their own thoughts, and own ideas, and own ways they think.
Everybody can change.
Everybody can change. Everybody deserves a second chance.
I have in ways supported animal abuse in the past, and I have changed. So that's why I'm not judging people, because I've been part of it myself. I'll reveal that in a second. I'll tell you about it. The third question I ask is, what do you qualify as abuse? That was the question.
What do I qualify as abuse?
Or how would you describe abuse in general terms?
There's lots of different types of abuse, obviously. There's emotional, there's physical, there's sexual.
That's good enough.
Any way that you're harming or affecting someone's life would be abuse in a negative way.
I agree.
I'd agree.
Your answers, man, I have to tell you right now, are some of the best answers I've ever had. So
Actually?
I'm very hopeful about this conversation, but we'll see where we go with the fourth question.
Okay.
Great answers. I 100% agree with you. So there's many different ways to abuse somebody, from exploiting them, from enslaving them, sexually exploiting them, obviously harming them, hurting them, taking their life away from them. So the fourth question is the tricky one, right? And again, when I asked you this question, I'm not trying to trick
Catch
you,
me out,
catch you. I'm not trying to catch you out. I'm genuinely not.
It's an open conversation.
Yes. The animals we take in the slaughterhouses,
Yes.
the ones we turn into food and clothing, the ones we keep captive in zoos, the ones that we test on for cosmetics, those animals, what's your thoughts on that?
I think. Yeah, that's a good question.
There we go.
I can see why you catch people out with that.
I'm not trying to catch people out.
It's to get you to open your thoughts.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'll reveal to you now, I'm an animal rights activist.
Yeah.
I have loved animals my entire life, and my thoughts on them are the same as you.
Yeah.
They're living beings the same as us, but they're not the same as us.
Yeah.
But in most of the ways that matter, feeling pain, suffer, enjoying their life, all that stuff, I see them as the same.
Yeah.
Right? And I came across some information one day and I thought, what the fuck am I doing? Why am I paying people to do things to animals that I would never do myself? And those animals that we're taught not to care about, they are pretty much exactly the same as the ones that we are, like dogs and cats. You know, if you spend time around pigs and sheep and even chickens, have their own personalities.
Exactly. Like that personalities of lives.
Have you been around farmed animals at any point?
I have before, yeah.
What ones?
Sheep, cows, chickens.
How come? Or countryside? Or
I have family. I have friends that are working on farms, living in farms.
So if you even talk to a farmer, even about cows, it seem like the most benign animals. They all have their own personalities. Farmers will tell you that themselves. So my question then becomes, and I want you to think about this seriously, what's the justification if you can just eat and wear something else and walk on the sugar truck and buy cosmetics that are cruelty free and not tested on animals and don't contain animal products? What's the justification, man?
There is none really, but
other than what you've been taught your entire life.
Yeah, we're humans. We need to eat. We need to learn things. We need to experiment. But at the same time,
you can eat something else.
Huh?
We're in 2024 and you can just eat something else, mate.
You've got a point.
If I could tell you, I'm 57, right? I haven't eaten an animal product since I was 19.
Yeah.
So I'm living proof that you can survive and
you
thrive.
Can survive without it, yeah.
I was an athlete my entire life, man, on a plant-based diet.
Yeah.
So what's the justification again? You know, I understand we're taught, but you're taught when you're young, you need protein. Where do you think the animals get it from? Cows are 700 kilograms.
Yeah.
You can get all the protein you need from plant-based products. We're taught calcium. Where do you get calcium from? You're taught
Milk.
milk.
Yeah.
What do you think? Well, the reason there's calcium in milk is because calcium is a mineral from the ground, right? So the reason they have calcium in their milk is because they eat grass off the ground. You can just eat coloured greens, cabbage, kale, whatever. Get all the calcium you need. Iron the same. So if you find out that you can thrive on a plant-based diet, you can also eat a fucking terrible plant-based diet. You can eat ice cream and chocolate all day on it. But if you can be healthy and thrive, and you can buy clothing that looks exactly... I mean, you can go into Dr. Martens there, right, and have a full vegan range upstairs, vegan leather, that looks exactly the same and it costs the same. Then what's the justification for paying people to stick knives in animals' throats when you've got
a very incredible point there. You've opened up my mind completely with that.
I appreciate that, man, because that's all I'm here trying to do. I don't just do this, right? I do lots of different things. I go into schools, primary schools, secondary schools, and universities, and I do talks. I'm also an animal rights activist. So I go on the farms and slaughterhouses. I've been inside them, and I see what the animals go through. It's not worth it.
Not right.
It's fucking... I'm going to tell you one thing. I live in Galgorm in Ballymena, right? You've heard of it? Galgorm Resort and Spa. Right next door to it, a mile from my house, is a pig slaughterhouse called Cranswick Country Foods. The pigs, I don't know if you know, that's super intelligent, really, really smart animals.
Really smart animals.
First is us, I think. It's dolphins and whales, corvids, pigs. So they're smarter than primates and dogs. So when they arrive there, man, they're fucking terrified because they hear the screaming inside. Do you know what we do to those animals in that place? And 95% of pig slaughterhouses in the UK and all over Europe and in America too. Do you know what we do to them?
Just slaughter them.
But how? I'm asking you how. Do you know?
No, not how.
Man, put them in gas chambers.
It's not right. No, it's
they put in their caves. They're made to stand in line, right? And they watch their... Because they all come from one... A truck will come in from one farm at a time, so they're with their friends and families. Animals have friends and families like us. And they have to stand on a line and watch 3 or 4 go into a cage at a time and be dropped down into a carbon dioxide gas chamber.
Could you imagine that was what that would be like for humans, like?
Well, we did it to humans, right? So they know what those screams mean. And the worst part of me being there... So you're okay. The worst part of me standing there and watching that is, yes, it's fucking terrible listening to the ones going through it. You see these ones that are waiting behind,
they know what's going to happen.
Terrified, man. I mean terrified to the point where it's deeply distressing for me to even talk. You can probably hear now, for me to talk about it. The last time I was there, man, I couldn't speak to anybody about it for like 3 days afterwards. It's terrible. And if it was dogs, people would be up in arms. But because we're taught we eat bacon and we need all that shit, which you don't need.
You can have it.
You don't even think about it.
Products,
people drive past that place and they just don't even think about what's going on inside. And 500 yards down the road, people are sitting in Galgorm Resort and Spa and hot tubs and stuff while those animals are doing gas right next door.
It's not right, like.
I appreciate you, man. I'm going to give you a card before you go 1 wee second. I'll shake your hand. I do like YouTube and Instagram, but I'm not doing it, man. I'm not an influencer. I'm not an influencer. I just feel like animals are they're innocent like children. That's how I see them.
No, I'd agree.
We take advantage of them and exploit them in many ways. Even the dairy industry, you'll find out. I'm going to ask you what's that wee speech there. Free to watch on YouTube. It's on my channel.
100% I'll watch it.
But you can Google it elsewhere. It's a guy in a classroom in it's a university in America, and it is literally the most powerful thing I've ever watched in my life. I don't watch speeches generally. It sounds like boring. I thought I'd scrub through it in 5 minutes. It's about 40 minutes long. And if I've given you something to think about, that guy will just drop bombs in your head for 40 minutes.
No, you're definitely on my mind. Thanks very much.
I appreciate it.
What's your name? Carson.
My Instagram and YouTube's at the bottom there.
No worries.
As long as it's recorded okay, I will definitely use this conversation because it's been great.
No worries.
I appreciate you, man.
No worries. Thank you very much.
You have a good day. Cheers.